you want to say kind of why?
I just took it first. It was a more of a personal kind of break, just to not let the outside shit kind of get to me on this. Because I mean, I would work on them, and I wouldn't feel like the fucking need to edit or anything. So I just I felt like I didn't want to do it no more.
It was like a chore, you said, right?
Yeah, but then we had other ideas of like bringing people on, guests, or anything like that.
Because the very first thing was before, because obviously people are seeing on the new setup. The very first thing we wanted to get down was like the music and the logo.
Yeah, that was part of the podcast. You know, because there was personal shit, then there was a podcast thing. That was a podcast route of it, where it's like I didn't know if guests, I didn't know if the the logo wasn't coming in, the music wasn't coming in,
and the content itself that we were uploading, we weren't happy with it.
Yeah,
we weren't proud of it. You know, enough to like show it off or tell people about it.
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, my voice. So, after a month and a half of, first off, like this idea of getting guests and everything was always in that mindset. We always wanted to do that, and we have to work on other things first. But then out of nowhere, we started
naming people to see who the guests were even beforehand, and 2 names specifically kind of stuck out.
Yeah.
To
sort of like same-minded people, same people that I fuck with heavy.
Yeah, and then I don't know if I was the one who told you or if it was vice versa, where I was like, why not just make it permanent?
Yeah.
You know,
right. So like, why not make them members?
Yeah, a permanent thing. Instead of just fucking having it as a 1 episode thing.
Yeah, like them just being guests, like them actually being members and a part of this. And instead of it being just 50-50, where it's just you and I in a single, like, almost circular table.
Yeah, whereas if it's not you doing that shit, then I have to do it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if I didn't think of it, then you have to do it.
Yeah, and, like, you can only do so much with 2 people. With, like, you go, like, how the saying goes, like, you can only do so much with 1 mind, you know? Yeah. 2 minds are better than 1 sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why not 4?
All right, this is Brian. Purple shirt. What's up?
Let's get it going, man. I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited to see how we can move forward with this and everything that we can create.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
Sure. Then we got my boy, Andrew, right here.
Heck yeah. Same thing, guys. It's like this is something we've been working on and talking about for a little while now, and it's definitely been something super exciting to kind of bring about, and excited if I can get it started and see where it can go. So, no better fucking group we can do this with either, you know? So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, when we mentioned it, like similar mindset, 2 names stuck out, wanted to be permanent, and we're talking to you guys about it, and I was like you said, permanent members, not just like guests where it's a one-time thing, like actually them working on it. And I remember talking to you guys about it, and you guys had like that same drive and everything. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's perfect. But anyways, anything you guys want to add on?
So far, man, it's been a lot of work, you know, like everything that, you know, that maybe you guys haven't seen. Everything that this is right here, this is all us, you know, and those kind of little things from the beginning were the big ones that were like, oh, fuck, like this is real, you know, like this is, I'm putting work into this, you know, let's see what we can get out of it, you know. So that was the biggest thing I took away even from before we press record, you know, all the shit that we did. It was just really fun.
Yeah, and it's like, and first and foremost too, it's like, in all this, they keep saying like this is something that we're all doing together now, and it's like all of our thing. But they for sure had something great when they started it, and they brought us on as something that maybe hopefully we can help out. And so we really appreciate that, and we know that this is something that we can all build, and we're fucking excited for it. So
I appreciate that, because I mean, I only met you guys like what, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Brand new, dude. It's like we meshed so well though. Already,
and then just like from right there, the fucking first day, you're like, all right, let's do this, let's do that. Like, damn, you know, like I was just trying to get to know you guys.
We got it going, dude. We got it going.
First day, we got everything, and then I mean, so all right. So this whole building process has been the most stressful for you guys personally.
Today.
Literally
today.
Literally today. It's just like, I mean, our scheduling has definitely been hard with all 4 of us having like one day out of the week that all 4 of us can maybe be off at a certain time, you know. We've kind of had to do a lot of stuff like on our own. We haven't had a chance, all 4 of us, to have a data like this to kind of sit down and have the whole day to figure things out. So today was definitely stressful, kind of getting all the last minute things kind of figured out, but we definitely did a good job of at least finding all the the rest of the setup that we needed to get all before this. So.
Because it was one thing after another today. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like aside from the first part of it, like even setting this shit up, where it was like we got this up, but then like it's this issue, and then we got this one, and like this issue. You know,
Dude,
quick
oh
fix,
my
but then this
God.
one's like kind of a problem.
Yeah.
You know, messing around with it.
It was so much like first the cables didn't fit, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we had to make sure we got the right cables.
Then they
right?
brought
Oh,
the shorter
the
one.
shorter
Yeah.
one. It's like, because from compared to our first setup, you know, it was really different. And then now we're working with so many different things, to the lights, to the actual table itself, the whole stress factor of it, then adding the 2 mics on. And then when we had that audio input thing that captures it, we had to find another one, but then we wanted like something like this. They, you know, they see now. So it's like every single thing that I basically the camera's seeing right now, it's just a whole process.
Pretty much. I kind of wanted to head from here. Andrew, tell us about your day today. I mean, which it sounds like a generalized question.
We were just
but, I
talking
mean,
about the little issues we had with this thing, but damn, it's been a hell of a day all around.
Since like what time?
So I forgot my clothes in my girlfriend's car to start off with, and so I had to make an extra stop out in Irvine when I was supposed to meet Alex out in Newport to go to the gym. He was there by 10:30 waiting on me, and then my car died on me at the middle of an intersection at like 10:40. Had to call him up, call my mom up because I needed some jumper cables and I needed to jump. That didn't work, so then my pop showed up. Alex was there at this point, so I had like 3-4 people already there with me. And then finally get the car started, and then it just shits out right away. And so it's like, all right, it's not my battery. It's actually going to be something expensive, which is not something we need right now.
Yeah.
So we call AAA. Everybody finally leaves at this point, so it's just me and Alex. My girlfriend came too. She stopped by because I needed a car at this point now. I was like, all right, I'm not going to have my car for the day. So she dropped off her car, thankfully, and I have an actual car for the day. And then AAA gets there, and it was the wrong tow truck. It was something that couldn't tow my car because the car was going to be too low, and it was just going to be...
Those that like drags the
Yeah, it would have
back wheels?
dragged the back wheel, so it wouldn't have worked. And so after that, he got there decently quick. That was like 30 minutes for
30
us.
minutes, yeah.
And then the next guy took like an hour to get there. And so,
Flatbed one.
dude, it was like I left this place at 2:45 finally after breaking out at 10:40. So 3 hours of my day was wasted there. Like we didn't get a workout, do nothing today. We didn't eat anything. And so at that point, I kind of just let Alex go. He finally stopped.
But then during the middle of that,
Oh yeah,
where we
We
live,
agreed to meet like at 2.
yeah,
Too
yeah.
late.
yeah. So
So
And I woke up at 12:30 because I didn't want to sleep until like 4.
yeah,
So
it's
when I
like-
woke up, I saw those texts, stuff like that. But I check it out right now in a bit. So I had to find a visitor parking for one of you.
Yeah.
So I moved. I went to go look for it, and then I finally went to go wait at the visitor parking, and I was parked up, and I finally see a spot open up after like 30 minutes of being in the sun and shit, which is waiting for a spot to come out, and the car like leaves, and I'm trying to start my car, and like it just stutters. I'm like, no, not right now. Like let me at least get in the
That
spot.
shit was contagious.
Yeah.
bro.
and it's funny.
yeah.
Wait,
We're literally sitting in the car, like waiting for the tow truck, and this guy's battery just dies on him. It's like,
yeah, like we called him to ask if he found a spot.
And I'm telling you, I found a spot. Some guy's leaving.
Yeah, he's
And I'm
literally
like,
right then and there. And then they're like, oh, it's not turning on. I'm like, stop, bro. I couldn't. Literally, I look at Andrew and I'm like, he's like, Andrew's like,
is this a sign, bro? It's like, is today just not the day?
Bro, thank God you guys didn't call me, man.
Yeah.
My car
This
would
guy-
have broke down.
This guy was at the gym. He was chilling. He's like, yeah,
Oh, dude.
like
Yeah.
guys, when I'm done with
Yeah.
the gym, just let me know. I'll head over.
I'll be there at 2:30. Don't worry. Guys.
Yeah.
Compared to you guys, I had the easiest fucking
dude, I know. Like, we all come in all sweaty, dirty,
bro, it
changing
was
batteries,
terrible.
everything. Right now, they're looking there all looking.
Yeah, I was
I
just
did,
showered.
yeah, I just showered, got off
Yeah.
my gym set.
So it was a rough morning for sure.
Rough day. And then
Rough day,
after all
yeah.
that, then obviously how we mentioned earlier, like then figuring all this stuff out too. It's
It's like we had all this stuff and we thought we were gonna figure it out pretty easily, and it just didn't happen that way.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're still in the mix of it. you
We're
know,
still
but
definitely
we're
in the mix of
testing
it. Yeah,
out.
100%.
Sure.
Like,
but it
things will-
definitely does feel better knowing that we got all this together,
Yes.
right? And it looks decently good. And like in a sense, I'm proud of it.
Dude, yeah.
The progress that we made so quick, how we did it in like
Jeez. Like, what do you
a
guys
day?
think about this setup? I think this is sick.
I-
Like, these lights under here. That's
Hey,
sick.
man, that's
The little
number
light
one.
that we got back there. This whole
kudos
little,
to,
That's number
to
one,
Brian
dude.
and
The little
Vicente with the
vibe.
lights.
yeah, the
The
wiring
lights.
and everything, bro. This
The
whole setup.
desk, dude. So many.
Oh, I know. We were
screws, bro.
debating about a desk. I was sitting in the couch, and then Andrew showed me like, oh, an L desk would be good because we were looking for conference tables. And then I'm like, L desk. I'm like, bro. And I go in my room and have an L desk, and then he's like, oh yeah, that'd work. I'm like,
perfect.
we're fucking kidding.
Yeah, dude. We had everything already.
Yeah, dude. We literally put that shit out in the living room,
Yeah.
and in like I'd say 30 minutes, we had that like stripped down exactly how we wanted it to, and we had the vision for it, right? And then just the next week, we went to Home Depot, got all the stuff for it, right? Set it all up, and then a couple days after, the mic stands came.
Yeah.
And then we're all good.
Everything.
We're set.
I just all together about 2 weeks.
Yeah, max 2 weeks though.
Yeah,
You know, for like the starting points of.
Exactly.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like, all of us have full-time jobs, you know,
Yeah.
personal stuff,
We're busy.
routines, super busy.
True. It was funny too how it's like it didn't need like all four of us to be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
like it could have been like because Chente and I went like we went to Best Buy, right, and we had this whole like we had a sick ass day where we just went to go and like get all the stuff for like the desk basically and for the setup. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go for it.
It's just refreshing to see in a group that like we're trying to start something.
Yeah.
It's like with, you know, and you just see everybody's kind of working hard on their own already.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. You know, it's,
Yeah.
they're doing their own thing and they're not kind of complaining about it, which is great. It's going to help us in a whole at the end.
Beautiful.
Hopefully the recording days aren't that as hard as
Today,
today,
dude.
dude.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm hoping we get to a point where like
For
we
you
go
guys
come
at
here
least. Yeah.
and it's kind of like, all
It's
right,
already
just turn
set
this
up.
shit
Yeah,
on, turn that
exactly.
shit on, and
Yeah.
like, all right,
Get
fucking
the lights
yeah,
going,
yeah,
get
yeah.
the blinds up, you know,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Did you have something you were going to say, Alex?
Yeah, so keep in mind now, everyone has seen, because we've been working on the logo. We've been working on the logo for a long time now. And you guys obviously were the first people that I showed it to. And everyone's going to see it. But, like, what was your guys' first reaction? Like, the very first when you guys saw it?
I just thought it was perfect for the whole vision and everything. It's kind of the eyes and the coloring of everything. It just kind of worked perfect with everything and the vibe that you explained to me and kind of what your guys' vision was, you know, and kind of what our vision, everything is now. It's great. So
True. It was definitely very fitting, you know, with the idea that we have right here, and the especially like the rock on symbol. I was like, dude, that's just a really dope design, you know. Like I'd wear that shit on a shirt, you know, like or a sticker, you know. Yeah, especially with like the color shirt that we have going on, like the whole tie dye aspect of it. I love that, you know. So I want to see how it goes moving forward.
When you first saw the logo, when I first showed it to you?
Needed some adjustments for sure.
Yeah.
On the first one. But you mean like the final one?
The final one.
the final one,
yeah,
yeah,
like
the
the
good
final-
one,
the
dude, the
final
good
one,
one. I
yeah.
think it still needs some adjustments, but
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like
we'll
this
get
or
it there
that.
at some point.
But it was actually like better than what we had gone before.
Yeah.
And plus, aside from that, we were waiting so long for other ones,
Yeah.
and it just never came through. Because I think like the first like ones we got were just like Photoshop pictures into it.
Yeah, just like Photoshop
idea-wise.
pictures on top of each other.
Yeah, which I mean I couldn't really do anything with it. It was
Yeah.
kind of like I have no idea how the
So-
fuck it's just gonna come out.
First off, for the logo, huge shout out to Brock. He's the one that designed the logo. He does costumes. I think he designs logos, costumes, and all. Like he went to school for that and everything. Super talented, super worthy to help. As always, asking me like, then like, you know, if you guys need anything else, let me know. Like I'm really enjoying and working in this. Like because he also said that, I don't know, like he also sleep deprivation or insomnia, so that all that. So even he like noticed that, and then I didn't tell him about the eyes, like the tired eyes. I didn't tell him. You know, I just told them how it basically is from the Photoshop things that we had.
Yeah.
The templates. And he did that. So I'm like, he already knew what it meant, you know, and probably from that experience of him being like having insomnia or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that was a huge shout out. And another thing was the music. You know, what'd you guys think?
I loved it. Aaron sent us 3 tracks.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron. He this was the third one, right?
Yeah.
The third one, and I listened to the first 2 and I liked them, but then the third one just hit different, and I was like, I think we gotta go with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I personally didn't hear the first 2, right?
Yeah.
But the third one,
Yeah.
that should
Yeah.
get my head going, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, is this a full song or like?
You're waiting for the lyrics to come
Yeah.
in.
What do you think of it?
I liked it.
It's like
Solid.
it was
Solid.
good.
Yeah,
It was
I mean
good.
everything was great. They
Yeah.
did great on the
Yeah.
both of them.
Everything just fits like the vibe that we've been like
Exactly.
working for.
I even I was working out with my homie Daniel and I played it for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like I showed him and I was like, yo, bro, like listen to the song, and he was like, yeah, man. I was like, this is cool. I was like, what is this? Like, what's it for? I was like, it's gonna be like an intro, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, like when this beat drops, right, the words come on, and he was like picturing it like himself,
Yeah.
right, without like us even having anything,
like
to
any
it, you know?
context. Yeah.
Like
that's
me just
dope.
showing him, I'm like, all right, that's exactly what we want, you know?
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, I mean, obviously, like the Insomniacs name is really big, right, for you guys.
Yeah.
Is that like something in specific that just kind of
Yeah.
pursued you or wanted this whole thing to come out of it?
Well, I mean, so like
It came from like tired nights, man. I mean,
Yeah.
there'd be nights where, you know, I wouldn't sleep until like 2, 3, and I would wake up for work at 550 or some shit, and then like I'd just be really like tired and stuff. But then at the same time, like as bad as that is, like it kind of pushed you to kind of be like, I don't want to do that so often, just because it's like my thoughts, you know, kind of being the reason why I'm up until 2 kind of thing. So, you know, and then he said there was a term for it, and that's when that got brought up, and I was like, oh, shit, I didn't even know there was a fucking term for it, you know?
That's just those nights going to sleep 2, 3 a.m. Because during those nights, that's when I would be going to the gym. You know, that's when I ran into you one time. You know,
I remember seeing the Snapchats either like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
It's like, especially for the conversations that we're like gonna be having on here and what you guys have already had. It's like definitely like the thoughts that you're having at that time of night, that time of day. It's like when you're sitting there and you're like can't sleep and you got all these things on your mind and whatnot. So it's kind of just fits perfectly for the whole vibe of everything we're trying to push through. So
Yeah.
Then,
in other words, you guys did a great job.
What?
You guys did a great job.
it's honestly, it took a whole year of planning and envisioning stuff to even get anywhere with it. And even then, like to now, I still feel like we still got miles ahead of us to go. But definitely, like compared to where we were a year ago, like him and I just talking about this, barely bringing it up, potentially be an idea to see where it is now. It's crazy to think. And then I never thought that I was gonna like be with 2 more people, and I just talked to you guys more and more, like, and then you guys could relate, you know, because same mindsets and everything. And I don't know. I also appreciate you guys like wanting to be along this like journey, you know,
Pull through.
Actually
Heavy,
do it.
yeah.
Heavy, because Jesus, it's crazy.
Yeah, but it was crazy. Like especially when I first watched your guys' podcast, I could instantly relate to it. You know, I was even when you were like telling that fire alarm story, I was like cracking up. You know, like listening to the podcast in the gym. You know, I was like, damn. I was like,
I started putting it on while I was doing cardio. You know,
I was like, shit's funny as fuck. I was like, it'd be so dope to be in it. And then we eventually got to talking about it. So nice.
Yeah, because every time when I'm at work and you'd bring it up, like, oh, the episode was good. The episode was good. I'm like, and then Andrew would be like, oh, I'll get to it.
Each week, yeah, bro. Hey, next week I'll get to it.
Next week, but it's like that stuck out to me a lot too, because I'm like, damn, these guys actually somewhat care about what I'm doing, like, and they're showing support. I know other people have done it, but yes, I see it more often because you guys are in person and at work. And you guys will bring it up often without me having to say anything.
It's like, for sure, I wouldn't watch them, but I wouldn't watch the entire thing, and so I didn't want to tell you I watched
I
it.
know.
Like, you bring it, like, all right, what do you think of this? And be like, I don't know. Dude,
Skipped over that part.
Yeah,
man,
but it's
my
like
bad.
each time you guys came out with one, I kept up with it. You know, it's
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
watched a little portion of it, and I had to like still see how you guys were doing with it.
That's,
It
that's
was,
respectful, man. It's
Yeah.
like 40. It's like 40 minutes. I get that shit. Man,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
like, so I'd be doing cardio for like 20 minutes. I put it on for like 10 minutes of it, 15 minutes of it. I'm like, all right, perfect. You know, this is great. And sometimes I'd go back to like some of the episodes. You know, the few like the second one I think I went back to a couple of times, and it's like,
yeah,
it was just good listens to, and it's fun to watch, and now it's great to be a part of. So
yeah.
100%. Because I love podcasts, man. I love listening
Yeah?
to it.
Yeah.
Dude.
yeah, dude.
Just like not even about anything in specific, right? Just kind of just listening to a good conversation.
Listen to other people's ideas. Yeah.
Ideas and like
You ever, like,
conversations.
Put yourselves like in that spot. Kinda
Yeah,
shit, like what
100%.
they're talking about.
How would
Yeah.
I answer this question?
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Like, I was like,
Oh,
am I
yeah.
ready for to
Yeah.
answer this question?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. That's
Yeah.
dope.
And then a new addition to this would be like guest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing that, cause okay, Vicente told me something funny that happened to you at Home Depot,
Oh yeah.
right?
I don't think. Wait, do you know?
I don't think you.
Okay.
I don't think I know what
Alright,
it was
fuck
funny to him. I was like,
All right. Well, when we asked the worker, you know where the brackets were, and the thing is, when it was the worker, you and me, and the thing is, someone was cutting something. It was fucking loud. The music
Yeah.
was loud, and I was carrying the piece of wood. So I was kind of like, I'm trying to listen to what the fuck the guy's asking you, because he's asking you about the, you know, like what you need it for,
Oh,
and you were
yeah.
saying what, and I was trying to hear like your answers and shit, but the whole time you probably didn't even know. But I was just kind of like, where the fuck, like where can I hear it better, kind of thing. As I'm walking behind. But then I saw he asked you like, oh, you know what's it about, kind
Yeah.
of thing, and I was like, shit, I didn't hear Brian's answer. And your answer was basically what like I would tell everybody like for the first couple of episodes, kind of thing, where I'm like, you know, like you get choked up.
Yeah.
But even though like you know the answer, but like, you just get choked up because I don't know how to put it into words, kind of.
100%. Especially not even like being in one. You know.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what is this gonna be about?
They're
You know? I
like
was
you're like really gonna start with it, and they hit you with like
Yeah.
the 50 questions. I mean, the big ones kind of
Dude,
like I
That's
don't
a,
know.
that's a big question. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, it could be about anything, man. Just like what I responded to him was like, honestly, like it could be shower thoughts, like, you know, like anything, like dude, anything that makes you think, you know, like such like a thought, you're like, man, I'll get back to that, you know, like I'll come back and think about that some more.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all of you guys have, you know, like knowledge in different aspects of everything, and I'd love to pick, you know, like your guys' brain about everything.
Yeah,
you know,
100%. I love picking people's brains about stuff.
It's so interesting knowing like things that you didn't know, and that's what I mean with the whole guest stuff, guest thing. We're like bringing in people who are doing stuff, as in creative wise, or anything new, or they did something on themselves or with other people, like that type of stuff. Like, cause the way Chenda and I started doing this whole podcast thing, it's like we didn't know anyone around us doing anything. No videography, no nothing.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely nothing. So we like basically did it on our own. We got help from some people, but like we didn't know anyone who else who did it. And so I want to get to know the people like that who are doing that in their own. So for example, like Brock, his whole costume designing. Like, I don't know anyone who does costume design or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it'd be hella interesting to talk about that whole process and how it is, and pick his brain and maybe how he got there and stuff like that. So those are like the type of, like, going back with that whole story of yours. It's like when people ask like, what's it about? It's like, for me lately, it's more about like people who kind of trying to create a name for themselves, as in like, what do you say, like innovators.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's one big thing for me, because like I feel like all four of us are innovators now in our own sense. You know, we're just here talking, but I mean, this whole thing isn't easy. Yeah. You know, it's all came from our own fucking minds and visions of
Definitely
doing
creation,
it.
man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what the whole guest thing in the future too, leading up to it.
100%. I know we kind of talked about it slightly, but I mean, we have a whole list of people that, you know, that we'd eventually love to talk to and kind of see what they're all about.
Yeah, it's like think about like if you guys watch podcasts a lot, and it's like why we watch some of these podcasts, and like when they have like certain guests on there, it's like, oh yeah, it's like I'm definitely gonna watch this one, and it's like I know like I'll like watch it all the way through. I'll come back to it sometimes too, you know. So it's like,
oh dude,
it's like why not do it ourselves and try and pick certain people's brains and learn new things and that type of stuff. So
you know who I love watching like that? Joey Diaz. Bro, Joey Diaz is so
bro.
It's so funny, man. Oh.
There's so many guys that love watching podcasts. So many guys.
I've seen a lot of Joe Rogan's. Like a good one
Joe
from him,
Rogan's
like would be
great.
like Lex Friedman. He's like super smart into AI and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, you hear those, like how you see like you know, maybe they interview a celebrity or an influencer or whatever, and it like catches your attention. Well, obviously we're not in that fucking level, but the thing is like,
you never know.
Hey, like
Drake next week.
Drake next week, dude. Keep up.
Was it Aubrey? Yeah.
Wait, who is it?
It's like keep up.
Oh, all right. I think he said Tupac. I was like, no.
It dropped. It revealed here.
All time in Cuba.
That's how we get our views up. Quick, dude. Quick.
But with that, it's like people around us, you know, like there's people around us that are doing innovative stuff, and probably they don't talk about it, they don't post about it, but it's still hella interesting to see how their mind works. Yeah. And it goes back with the whole like also Insomniacs thing about staying up with your thoughts racing, because I do something wonder about other people's stuff too. Not only about mine, you know, but like other people, like, damn, what are they going through? Or like
are they staying up at like 2,
Yeah,
3 in the morning thinking about these?
Yeah. You have to think all the time. It's like, do people actually think the same way I do? You know, it's like, or is it just me? You know, so. 100%.
Do you feel like people think like a little bit like you, or like have the same?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see it in you guys how similar we are. Oh yeah, things, you know, it's like you see similarities in other people, and especially like in times of like our nights where we're sitting there having the same sort of thoughts. You know, it's like 100% the same.
I think the most surprising is like when you don't expect that from someone, and they just like open up to you about it, and it's kind of like, damn, like I do the same thing, you know, kind of like I'm up at 2 a.m. I'm like, I wouldn't think you would be up at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, because I actually, exactly. Or you either. When I saw you at the gym, I
cereal
was so
at 2
shocked. Like I was so shocked, like you know.
Said I'd be up making cereal at 2 a.m.
It just sneaked that in there.
So it's shocking to see that other people are maybe going through the same thing or thinking about the same thing or anything.
Yeah,
that's the same stuff as you. Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
I know that, like for example, this has kept me up a lot of nights just thinking about the podcast and everything. I don't know if it's for you guys, but I don't know if someone else's. Maybe they're things that they're doing with music or art, whatever the case may be. Like it's and knowing what their struggles, what their flaws, what their, you know, like issues or whatever. Like I would love to like pick someone, like how you said, pick someone's brain at that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, going forward with this, I mean, this episode itself, like right now, just kind of seems like a layout how we kind of got here. Going forward, the episode's kind of gonna be similar to like what him and I had before. You know, maybe like 3 topics in one kind of things, just so like, if in the description there'll be like the timestamps to kind of be like, this is where we start talking about this, or that, or depending how we decide to do the layout for the episodes, but for sure it's not gonna be something like right now where it's kind of basing off today, the or how this came up. It'll actually be like some topics kind of thing. It just won't be a flat out like
it's like an introduction.
So
someone fill it in, please.
It's been a hell of a day, and you know what? No better day to start this on.
Exactly, because it's like how we said, how you said it, like literally episode 1 with the fire alarm story, and then now today, like that whole fire alarm, like freaked us the fuck out.
Batteries today.
Like I went from one fucking car jumping with him.
Now I gotta buy a new car
to come back, and then his car jumping too. I'm like, bro, what the fuck's going on?
Trash.
I was just thinking, I'm like, I hope Brian's just good.
I was chilling.
What if your car died, dude? That'd been sad.
Dude, if my car died, I would have.
So you're at the gas station right there with me, and just
push it off the cliff. You can't drive it off.
Call AAA. They'll be there in like 2 hours.
Get that insurance money, bro. Anything.
My mom's house was close by, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna stay with her all day.
I'm gonna get some food.
No podcast. Fuck
So
it.
a guy was sitting there, he's like, dude, I'm hungry. Didn't even fucking bring his wallet. I was like, yeah, let's go to the gas station real quick, get something to drink. He's like, oh, dude, I didn't bring my wallet. Oh, damn.
Like, I actually did it.
You're just drinking a juice.
And then we go get the cords, and he's like trying to get pay with Apple Pay, He's like, oh, we don't take Apple Pay. He's like, oh, crazy, we need your wallet again.
Crazy, I forgot it again.
I know. I literally saw I was cleaning all that shit, putting your card away. I was like, oh, he probably needed this, dude.
Oh, card right there.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, my credit card?
Yeah.
Oh, you found it?
I didn't. I didn't find it. It was right there.
I've been looking for it, so I didn't know.
You were the one that said leave it on the counter.
Yeah, I took a picture of it and I put it back.
Okay.
It's like, we already swiped that shit 7 fucking times.
Start naming the digits. You already have it memorized.
You're probably gonna get a new card.
Okay.
Get a new card for sure.
But yeah.
So you know how with the whole logo, it's the tired eyes?
Yes.
When did you feel in like your most recent years have you felt the most tired? Like just maybe mentally, physically exhausted, where you like you could relate to seeing that logo, those eyes, where you're like.
So saying a year, like that
like
year, like represents it the most.
No, like in the past year, like maybe it was a day that you pulled an all-nighter for something, or
like one single day or a time.
A time, I guess a time better.
Okay,
I mean, if it's a time for you, then it's a time. It'll probably be a date for me. I don't know. I'm trying to think hard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can think of a time, but I mean, it's like we can get into the conversation a little deeper more later. But it's like when I diet, sometimes like I diet hard,
Yeah.
And so it's like there's definitely a time like working at either Olive Garden, I think it was, or somewhere when I was like dieting hard, and I was just like so much of just everything in my life, And I remember sitting there sometimes after work and just like exhausted. I've never been so exhausted. Like after a serving job, it's like so tired, and it's like. I definitely just put that stress on me from the way I'd either diet or the way I'd work out or like just personal life or just everything, I stressed myself out and I'd give myself anxiety and everything. And so it's like so many things I'd put on myself, and 100% I was exhausted at some point. And like maybe right before COVID time, like that type of deal.
Oh shit, right before COVID?
Before COVID.
See, but then it didn't transfer onto then, because it was like I was dieting kind of like I wouldn't say like right directly before maybe, but like in the time before, I guess. Because it didn't translate over to COVID, and it didn't like.
Yeah. Because you started running a lot during COVID.
Yeah, COVID was different. That's a different.
You got huge during COVID.
Nah, I got tiny during COVID.
Yeah,
That's different. But yeah, no.
Nah, I feel like for me,
if I can think back for you, at least from the time I knew you, I remember when you were working at Taco Mesa.
Oh,
times that you would be so exhausted there.
Oh, dude, yeah, I was working at Taco Mesa.
Because you go straight after school, and then
yeah, dude, I was going to school, and then I had like this restaurant job that I was managing at, like 3 to 12.
Great,
like,
3 to
dude,
12.
3 to 12.
He was managing already. He was
Yeah,
in school
dude.
Still, yeah.
And I was like 19.
Yeah.
I was like 19, like 3 to 12. And I like to some people, like it may not sound like a lot, but like to those people that work in restaurants and like that know like the type of stuff that you have to deal with, and like for the amount of time you have to deal with it, it's like damn, dude. It's like I was tired.
Do you think it's more physically or mentally draining?
In
my opinion, it's more mentally.
I don't know. Like managing wise, I'd say mentally.
Yeah, I think
I'd say mentally.
So if a serving job is physically draining for you, then you got to change something about your physical fitness, bro.
Yeah, I was like, if you're not Olive Garden strong, bro, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's really not that hard to carry a tray once in a while and walk. So it's like, yeah, dude.
To some people though,
I know some people though.
Some people
it's like, yeah.
You? Like most exhausted you felt?
Time period?
Yeah.
I say all of 2021, honestly.
Honestly,
You know, personal stuff.
2021.
personal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's well, honestly, that's where like kind of the creation of Insomniacs
Yeah.
came about.
Yeah.
Like literally, because we were feeling that I would wake up, go to school, and I would look in the mirror and I just see nothing but red, like red veins in my eyes.
Oh shit! I was like red. What the
No,
Well,
You're
you
just
just
angry,
you're waking up
Where are you
angry.
seeing red at, dude?
and I just see nothing but red, like in my eyes. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing.
But this
And,
was
like,
this was physically tired, right?
it was
Or mentally tired.
It was mentally, because I was physically, like, because I was working out, I was working school, but I've been doing that for like over 5-6 years, so my body's used to it. You get me? It's not a shock, especially in college. You get to pick your classes, so you're not like there from like 8 a.m. to like 2-3 p.m. You get
I've
me?
been in college.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sometimes.
I dropped that twice, but I won.
But like
You had a break though during COVID.
that's where
That's
the
where
whole,
your downhill happened. But that's
Yeah.
2021.
that's where so
No, no, actually no.
so COVID was the repercussions of the COVID pandemic. Like 2021 was like the
Wait,
Yeah, yeah,
What?
no, yeah. You run that back. Run
Try
that
that
back.
one more time, dude.
COVID was the what?
no, like the pandemic was
No.
COVID was the cause of the COVID pandemic. Try that one more time, dude.
I saw Andrew's face,
Dude, I was hoping someone else would say something because I'm like, that didn't make sense.
I give him a second.
the pandemic, all the shit that I did during that time.
God, you guys are amateurs.
Okay, and the whole pandemic, right?
Yes.
All the negative shit that I did.
Yes.
2021 was the repercussions of that. And you know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
You agree? You don't know.
I mean, like, I get you, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you're a
agree with
piece
the
of
point you've
shit.
been trying to make for the last fucking.
Like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
I
why you're
agree.
the way you are now, dude. I
So,
get it. I
wait,
agree.
What you want to say is quarantine messed you up. The-
No. Quarantine.
from
No,
COVID
quarantine. Quarantine didn't mess me up.
What
It
messed you up?
was post quarantine.
Post quarantine messed me
Oh,
up
okay.
because I didn't do anything during.
Yes.
You know, 'cause
Mhm.
you know how some people
I
were
agree.
actually really down during the pandemic.
Yeah, dude. Some people were down bad.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
wasn't. I was okay during the whole pandemic. Like I was okay.
Were you working?
For like half of it, yeah, and then after I didn't. But I was okay still, like mentally, everything. I was fine. I was
Yeah.
like, you know, sleeping in, chilling, nothing. But then it got to a point where everything started ramping up again, and then I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not happy with the
Yeah.
fuck I'm seeing.
Just like
And
I'm
I'm
not
like, well, I
ready for
didn't
it,
do
yeah.
anything for like the past fucking like 6-8 months. That's what I mean. Like what the actions of those led on to 2021, where I'm like, it was just that's like most points of exhaustions and everything. A lot of it was when I first started at Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Like there was a
Yeah, it's the same for me. It was crazy. Like the same time, like it was a different time, obviously, when you started versus when I started, but it was like the same time when that kind of all hit me.
oh yeah
Yeah, it's when I
Yeah.
started Olive Garden. So
So Olive
crazy
Garden.
time, man.
Olive Garden is the where to go when you're
Olive
feeling
Garden
down.
just does it.
That's
When
the
you're
plan.
feeling
I was
down,
gonna
Like,
put you
when
Just
you're
get
down
hired at
bad,
Olive
go,
Garden,
dude,
bro.
go get some breadsticks, dude.
Yeah, I'm still there, man.
Hey,
We're all still there.
We're
I know
all
you're
don't
talking
fire
yourself.
us
later,
over.
I don't know. 3 years later, bro.
No, dude.
I made a year in April.
Wait, so you guys were there before
Oh,
this guy?
Oh,
way-
yeah.
way
Brian was
before.
first, and then I was
Yeah.
there a few months after, and Alex came after.
That's so funny.
Did it get worse when he got there?
Okay.
Or was it
100%, dude. It
Yeah,
went-
100%.
Nah, it was.
It went down.
It was going downhill there?
Yeah, I was like the only 2 homies I had there, and then one homie Shatino, and I was like, that was it
Nah,
That was it.
yeah, bro.
until
That's pretty bad.
until everything else happened.
It's a great place.
Plates, we played.
Oh, dude, yeah, we
Get
put
some-
it down. There's
yeah.
probably like only one plate
Hawaiian
of food
barbecue
left.
earlier. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Alex
So
came
good.
through with the Hawaiian barbecue, dude.
Half
Oh.
eaten, but it was still good.
Bless
I
you.
mean,
Shut up.
First was the best. The second one, shut up.
right.
Yeah, I
Um,
think this is great. I think it's a great start off for our kind of second coming here.
Yeah, for sure.
We got great things coming, and I think we're all gonna work hard to do it. So
Thanks everyone for tuning in,
yeah.
and see you soon.
Great.
Oh, you can fucking stop recording, but you can't start.